Hello children, in the previous lecture I discussed about the electric field due to an infinite uniformly charged wire using Coulomb's law. In this lecture I am going to discuss the electric field at a point on the axis of a uniformly charged ring. This expression will also be obtained by using Coulomb's law. So let us discuss this now. Suppose here is a uniform ring, uniform circular ring. This is the center of the ring. Center of the ring is denoted by here O, and this is the axis of the ring. You see, this is the axis of the ring, and this is a point P on the axis of the ring. The distance of this point P from the center of the ring is x, and a charge is uniformly distributed along the ring. As the charge is distributed along the ring means it is linearly distributed, and linear charge density is lambda. Let us consider a small element here at A, point A. Length of this element is dl. Suppose length of this element is dl. So the charge on this element will be lambda dl. Electric field at P due to this small element can be obtained like this. You see, this will be the electric field at P due to the element at A, means we can write it EPA, electric field at P due to the element at B. Have a diametrically opposite element at B. Electric field due to this diametrically opposite element will be EPB. You can write it EPA, EPB as EP1, EP2 also. This is the radius of the circular ring R, and this angle is theta. This distance AP is R. So if we extend this axis, this angle will be theta. This angle is also theta, so this angle will also be theta, and this will be the component of EPB as EPB sin theta, and this is the component of EPB as EPB cos theta. Component of EPA along this will be EPA cos theta, and component of EPA along this, it is EPA sin theta. You see, EPA and EPB will be equal in magnitude because both of them are obtained due to the similar element carrying same charge and at the same distance. Okay, so EPB sin theta and EPA sin theta will be cancelled out. Similarly, the components of electric field due to all the elements constituting the ring along the direction perpendicular to the axis will be cancelled out. Hence, net field will always be along the axis. It will be away from the axis if the charge distribution is positive. If the charge distribution is negative, it will be towards the ring. Okay, so let us calculate EPA and EPB first. So the charge on the element infinitesimal small element at A is dq, it is lambda dl. Electric field at P due to this element is EPA, it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Q means lambda dl by r square. The components of all the fields due to diametrically opposite elements along the perpendicular to the axis will cancel their effects. Cancel their effects. Therefore, net field at P is given by E is equal to, this is integration of EPA cos theta, and it will be written as EPA means 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda dl by r square cos theta. Now come to cos theta, it will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda dl integration of dl by r square. You see this r is the hypotenuse of this right triangle. So hypotenuse will be r square, perpendicular square plus base square, means r square plus x square. This is r square plus x square into cos theta. This cos theta is base, means x, by hypotenuse r, means root under r square plus x square. You can write it here 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda. You see this x is constant, it cannot be integrated, and r is also constant, so x by r square plus x square power 3 by 2, and integrate for dl. Okay, integrate for dl. Now it is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda x by r square plus x square into, what will be the value of integration for dl? You just look at the diagram. dl, so small length, its minimum value will be 0 and maximum value will be equal to circumference of the ring, and ring is circular, so its circumference will be 2 pi r. R is the radius of the ring, so this dl can be 2 pi r, means it will be 2 pi r, and you can integrate it from 0 to r, 2 pi r, and from here you will have 1 by 4, its power is 3 by 2 already, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda x by r square plus x square power 3 by 2 into 2 pi r. Now just come here, it is equal to 2 pi r. You see here at 2 pi r, this pi, 2 pi, 4 pi, it can be cancelled with 2. 2 pi into 2 is 4 pi. R is here. From here you can write the new expression like this: lambda x by 2r 2 epsilon naught into r square plus x square power 3 by 2, and this is r here. So E is equal to lambda r by 2 epsilon naught to x by r square plus x square power 3 by 2. This is the expression. For x very greater than r, means if P is at a very large distance from the center of the ring, then what will you write? R can be neglected and you will have E is equal to lambda r by 2 epsilon naught. You see r will be neglected, this x square will become x power 3 by 2. X square will become x square power 3 by 2, 2 cancel, it will be x cube. X cube. So this will become E is equal to lambda r by 2 epsilon naught x squared. This is the expression. It can also be written as lambda into 2 pi r divided by 2 pi epsilon naught x squared. Means we have multiplied numerator and denominator both by 2 pi. You see lambda is charge per unit length and 2 pi r is the length of the ring. So lambda into 2 pi r is total charge on the ring, and you can write it q by, sorry, this is 2 pi r, so here it will be 4 pi. So q by 4 pi epsilon naught x squared, this will be the formula. And you can write it again as E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by x squared. This formula is just like the expression for electric field at a point due to a point charge. Is it okay? So E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by x squared. This is the final expression here. Final expression is this one. Now see what will happen if this point P will lie on the center of the ring. Means this P is at the center of the ring. Then this x will become 0. And if you will put x is equal to 0 in this formula, what will you get? you will get E is equal to 0. So at the center of the ring, you can write it as at the center of the ring, means if P lies at the center of the ring, then X is equal to 0 and therefore E is equal to 0, means net electric field at the center of a uniformly charged circular ring is 0. So this is the last topic I discussed from electrostatics. In the next lecture I will start new chapter, new unit, and that will be current electricity. If you will have any doubt related to electrostatics, you can write it to me and I will resolve all those doubts. Thank you.